I think that we should all try to have a really good summer because it's just downhill from there. Things are going to get ugly this fall. You know why? Election season. It would be naive to think that an election won't have an impact on markets, specifically the real estate market. We've actually discussed that if the Fed got pulled into politics, how would that impact interest rates and in turn housing? But today I want to talk about the impacts of the election from a broader perspective, if you guys will humor me. I'm actually worried about losing friends. Do you guys remember the 2020 election season? It wasn't pretty. Granted, we were in the midst of a pandemic, racial injustice and police reform. There was a Supreme Court vacancy at play. Oh, and then we were also questioning the legitimacy of elections and democracy itself. It makes sense that our country was as polarized as it's ever been, even before you consider biased media sources and social media fanning the flames. You know what I think is worse than all of that? People feeling poor. Money makes us behave very, very badly, I've learned. So as we sit across dinner tables from people we love throughout all the years that aren't election years, I fear things are going to become very heated this year because people are financially strapped. It isn't a matter of voting with your wallet. It isn't even a matter of fiscal policy versus social issues. It's simply that when you have money problems, your ability to think clearly is severely impaired. I call it bad money cycles. I have a unique vantage point when it comes to other people's finances. My job is to hand out financial strip searches. I've noticed a lot of people in viciously self-destructive cycles when it comes to money right now. They're stressed about it. They're sitting there staring at the screen in a panic about how they're going to pay for everything that's due this week. That panic is paralyzing. So then they fuck up at their job. They miss opportunities to make money and make all the mistakes that cost more money. It's happening even with entrepreneurs and independent contractors. They get behind and then the money doesn't come in. Then they get stressed about the money not coming in and get further behind. It's helping me a lot right now, in general, all the time, to remember that people are struggling. When a borrower bites my head off about something inconsequential or a realtor snaps at me, when my team at work is dragging or my kids piss somebody off and I have to go deal with it, I'm reminding myself to show people grace because these are hard times. Someone cuts me off on the road, I just try to get out of the way. I don't know how unhinged they feel today, and I live in Reno, where a lot of people are carrying, regardless of their level of hinged. So let's talk about how this all shapes up for an election. We'll have the usual election issues to discuss this fall: climate change and social justice. I think it's safe to say we'll be discussing the legitimacy of elections and voter fraud yet again. I know for certain global issues and geopolitics will be a very big deal. I'm also 100% certain that the economy will be the headliner at every debate. Housing affordability, wealth distribution, inflation. When I was in my 20s, I felt certain that politicians were heroes. This guy was going to save us all and change the world, while the other guy would ruin everything. Call it old age or cynicism, but I don't feel that way anymore. I don't think either of our prospective candidates gives a shit about me and my family. I don't think they care about the families that I'm trying to help afford homes and build wealth. So my message is today: let's have a good summer with our friends where we have civilized conversations and enjoy each other's company. Because come fall, I'm going to be hiding from you guys until things calm down. Kidding. You know I'll be here every week with the weekly updates and they'll probably be spicy. Wait, Shivani, what's going on with rates and real estate? Oh yeah, that's why you guys are actually here. My team is currently the busiest we've been in 2 years. And not just helping approve people who don't qualify or putting together things on offers that aren't going to get accepted. We are seeing more families be successful in this market than we've seen in a long time. After this week's closings, we have 20 families getting ready to close on a home in the next 30 days. I'm also noticing more inventory come on across several price points. That's good news too. Interest rates have cooled following a weak jobs report and decent inflation reading. Those two reports gave headway to over 100 basis points of improvement with rates, and it seems to be sticking. Some economists are predicting a rate cut this year, maybe even two. Goldman Sachs forecasts the first rate cut in September. just in time for election season.